Hello, I'm Paul Bradshaw.
And I'm Lauren Gray. Welcome to Viral History, your weekly fix of all things history.
Coming up on this week's show, we get a taste of History Masterclass with Suzannah Lipscomb and Sam Willis.
And we get another toe-curling look into 16th century medicine in the surgeon's room. But first up, let's go to the news.
An Iron Age horse and chariot have been found buried together at a site in Yorkshire. The find dates back to around 500 BCE and widens our understanding of the Arras or Middle Iron Age culture. The deliberate killing and inclusion of a horse as part of the burial rite is highly unusual. And the facial reconstruction of a man buried in a medieval hospital graveyard is shedding new light on the lives of ordinary 13th century people. The cemetery discovered underneath St John's College, Cambridge, contained around 400 burials, dating from between the 13th and the 15th centuries. The venue was the stunning Tallow Chandlers Hall in the City of London for the first History Masterclass, which offers you the best of the past from the best of the present.
We think that History Masterclass is really distinctive because outside of formal education there's really not that much opportunity for people to engage with history in an interactive way where they get to discuss and question and talk and dissent from the story that's being told.
History Masterclass is the brainchild of two leading historians, Suzannah Lipscomb and Sam Willis. Each class is designed to immerse guests into one particular historical figure, event or topic. Leading every masterclass will be one of the best historians in their field of research, offering an experience that you just can't find anywhere else.
The classes are aimed at anyone who's interested in history but who wants to take their learning a step further. Now, the most common way for historians to interact with the public is either through a TV screen or through a book talk, where it's very much a one-way street. They'll talk about their book, they'll talk about something that's already happened, that's already been published. This is for people who want to understand the process of history. They want to talk to historians who are actively conducting research and who want to be able to engage and to learn in an active way.
Anyone who's interested in history would get a lot of fun, enjoyment and interest from doing something like this.
It makes you think in a different way about history, which is what Sam's intention has been.
Lively, informative and humorous, and you can clearly tell that Sam Willis is interested and passionate about what he's doing, so it's great.
Really interesting and really well worth it. Lots of fascinating source material, great lively talk and engagement with the audience as well.
Stimulating minds and inspiring and educating people about the past is what History Masterclass is all about. And with upcoming events covering everything from ancient Greece to the Second World War, History Masterclass will be attempting to do just that.
Next up on Viral History, we travel back to the 16th century once again with our guide Hayley Considine as we make another tentative visit to the surgeon's room.
Hello and welcome back to the surgeon's room, where we're with the surgeon, Kevin Goodman, and today we're going to be talking about the pox. Now, this is my particular favourite as a result of a particular instrument that I found on the table, which was this scary looking feature here. So I'll hand over to you, Kevin, and you can explain all about it.
Yeah, thanks, Hayley. 1492, Columbus discovered America. But they sent us back one illness in particular. It was known as the pox. Today we know it as syphilis. But it's a very different syphilis to the one we have today. The one that was around in the 16th century started with a massive spread of a rash of pustules, if you will. Flesh was virtually dropping off people. How treatment was, it very much was mercury based. The joke was one night with Venus, a lifetime with Mercury.
So what exactly is this particular instrument that we picked up yesterday, and how is it used?
It's a urethral syringe. So one of the treatments was that would be filled with mercury, and that would be introduced into the man's penis, and the mercury would be injected up.
I mean, that's a fairly long stem there, so yeah. I'm imagining that this is going to cause some considerable pain.
It is going to be it is going to be quite uncomfortable. But this is a replica of one that they found on the Mary Rose.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so they obviously had that problem on the Mary Rose. Well, if you've got a woman who's got that particular problem, then you've got a shorter syringe. But it really was a horrible disease, and it wasn't until introduction of antibiotics that we managed to make any headway against it.
So this was being used for hundreds of years, this same method?
Mercury was used for quite a while. The trouble is with mercury, it also produces some very unpleasant side effects. Shaking, nerve damage, loss of hair, teeth falling out. So it's not, the greatest cure.
Right. I mean, this is fantastic. Wonderful, wonderful stories. Thank goodness we don't need to use those anymore. That was excellent as always. Thank you, surgeon.
Thank you.
And we'll be back next week with more information about the other utensils that you can see in front of us here. So thank you very much for joining us today.
One Night with Venus.
A lifetime with Mercury.
Here's Marguerite with another On This Day.
6th of April. Millionaire recluse Howard Hughes died today in 1976 in a plane en route to hospital.
Well, that's about it from us for this week.
Feel free to hit the subscribe button, follow Viral History on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, like this video and tune in next week.
And remember, what's past is prologue.
See you next week.
Awesome job.
Great.
Got that in one take?
One take.